Hi there and welcome to another edition of Onside SA. Budgie's back from his touring. He's been around the Caribbean. Budge, great trip.
Yeah, brilliant trip, Paul. Yeah.
I'm disappointed you didn't go to Carlos and Charlie's and Cozumel. You opted to go for Tequila Factory.
Yeah, Tequila Factory. Geez, I wish I had gone, but after the amount of tequila I had, Paul. But yeah, Paul, interesting trip. Yeah,
Good to get
Love
out
Mexico.
there.
Yeah.
That's why the Mexican pushed his wife off the cliff. Tequila. Okay. It's really got down to nitty-gritties. We always get rolling with last one standing, and it's down to two people, Hilton Witz and Mark Fourie, and both of them have quite good hands going at this. It's very, very tense.
Yeah, very tense, Paul. You know, I felt for Kevin, who was on Bournemouth, and Shane, who was wasn't Chelsea, so I think he was on Everton, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hilton, they looked the two favourites from about 3 weeks ago, Paul. They boxed clever.
We did
we'll
mention
go through
these
it now.
two. Let's have a look, Bud. We've got a list of what
slide,
horses they've used. Now, here's Mark Fourie on the left and Hilton Witz on the right.
Well, they've used 7 teams to have a look. They've used Fulham, Bournemouth, Leicester, Watford.
They only changed Budge in the last two.
The last 2 games, yeah, where Mark's used West Ham and Arsenal, and Hilton's used Burnley and Man City.
None are gone for your
Well,
beloved
Man United. You know, Hilton's got Man United and Arsenal at the top 6, and Mark's got Man United and Man City. So they've really done well, Paul. 9 weeks. Geez.
Yeah, it's very close. Mark Fourie is son of the legendary bookmaker Trevor Fourie.
Yeah.
And Hilton Witz, as everyone knows, been around racing all his life.
Been around a lot of sport, Hilton. Not to say, but we'll see. But he's done great. Full credit to them both.
Both of them to get this far.
Yeah.
And it's really going well. So that's where we are. Don't forget, we're starting a new one. We've always got our timing for a new one and a new guy to go overseas and travel with Budge. And Budge, that starts?
It's the 22nd, Paul. It kicks off on the Friday. There's 2 games. I think Cardiff play, and I think Fulham play on the Friday. But everybody will get Monday morning. I'll get everything sent.
Rolling.
That's the only way,
Yeah.
Paul.
No, it's fantastic. I just want to say that the guys will get all their WhatsApps.
I know, everything will get sorted.
Everyone will get sorted and we get rolling. Because it's a wonderful prize for no money, really. It's wonderful. Our again will be sponsoring the Goats Overseas. Michael Aboud, Derek Ramsey, Charlie Pigram, and Stevie B. We were talking to Steve in a moment, but before we do, our man from Spurs, Charlie Pigram, who was in the studio last week, went out this week, just when he got back, and gave us a little video clip of what the new White Hart Stadium looks like. We'll show you that now.
This is the new 17,500 seater stand. We're going over to the West Stand now. If you look at the top, that's the Sky Lounge. Players come out down there. This will be the Paxton Road Inn, and we're in the Shelf Stand showing you the area here. Look how close the throw-in line and the goal line is to the side of the pitch. So it's going to be a really compact pitch.
There we go. Charlie Pigram's the man. And that's the latest. There are a lot of Spurs supporters about. A lot of us hoping we can get something one of these years. Budge, it's good to get an update. And this is...
looks a good stadium, yeah.
Charlie was just saying he doesn't think that the extra money it's cost the stadium has had an impact on whether we bought or not. But for my money, it had to have some impact.
I just think Daniel Levy, he's no fool.
No, he's
a
smart
so
man.
I think if they are going to make the plunge, it'll be in the off season. But there again, Paul, I think a lot of clubs will have a dip in the off season. You look at United. We haven't bought anybody in January. Normally 1 or 2 come in. I think there'll be players going out.
You spent money with Mourinho.
It's lost us 20 odd million, yeah.
A lot of people have spent. You've got to buy 3 or 4 defenders. That's just my opinion.
The whole back 4 needs
when Burnley rolled you apart and you came back. But Stevie B, the pundit's in the international studio, and let's see if we got a clear line to London. Steve, you there? Hello, Steve.
Morning.
Morning, Steve.
Budgie's back.
Yeah, Budgie's back. Yeah, but I didn't see the holiday snaps yet.
No, not yet, Steve. I'll get them sent to you. Yeah.
All right. Let's get rolling, Steve. We've got a lot to talk to you about, but just quickly, the Man City Everton game last night. Steve, did you manage to watch it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't actually on TV last night.
Gee, we watched it here.
Because I think they'd already sort of committed to showing an FA Cup game on one channel, and they had Scottish football on the other. But listening to bits of it, it sounded like sort of City were in control, but obviously left it very late to get the goal that wraps up the win.
You watch it, Budge?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, you're right, Steve. You know, there were glimpses of Everton, but Man City, total control. Yeah, they looked up. Now, who do you think, Steve? Can you see Liverpool? I've got a lot of my mates with their jaws on the ground, all the Liverpool boys.
Every week I've been asking them, Budge.
I know. I mean, last week Paul asked me, and I said Liverpool, but you know, I didn't expect them to drop points at West Ham necessarily. Yeah. City have come back very strongly, played very well in the second half, particularly against Arsenal. Could have won by far more. It's still too close to call. Liverpool still have slight advantage with the game in hand, but I think the fact that City are actually sitting top psychologically can make a difference. But then Liverpool have an easier game this weekend, and City have got Chelsea. So you know, I think it's great. It's great for the for the football pundit and the neutrals out there who who can hopefully it'll be neck and neck right to the end. Yeah.
Now, can Spurs be dangerous, Steve? I know I'll get a neutral decision. I won't ask Paul.
I can't see. You know, I mean, they're sitting. They've done well. They've won the last three, but I can't see Tottenham finishing anywhere higher than third, unless one of the top two completely implode. I just don't think Tottenham have got the squad just to keep winning, and I think either City or Liverpool, you know, they're not going to drop a lot more points. So
Stevie,
I think if Tottenham finish third, I think they'll be very pleased, especially with the injuries they've had.
Stevie, the top two have imploded slightly. You know, Liverpool, go and have a look at Liverpool. Where do they concede 3 to Crystal Palace from the Scrope Dome? They've struggled with a penalty to win at Brighton. Then they drew. Man City got beaten a couple of times. It's just, I still think there's a few twists and turns, Steve, and it might work against us.
I mean, look, obviously at the end of the day, Tottenham are only 5 points behind, but you've looked at their performances. I mean, you know, they've been scraping wins. They, you know, obviously, if they get Harry Kane comes back sooner rather than later and is refreshed and gets back to scoring, and Dele Alli, then you know, then maybe they will have a big run. But obviously, you know, they're still in the Champions League for the moment. They've got a very tough game
for the moment
coming up. So, you know, I think it's exciting. You know, it's good to see 3 teams vying for the top, but at the moment, I think it is still between the top 2.
Yeah, I think every Man United supporter in the world's funking for Spurs. So I hope they keep going on. Yeah.
You just Steve. Obviously, the tragedy of that Cardiff losing Salah in that aeroplane crash. I'm just want to know what it is in the papers there. I know it's probably not the right time for them to ask for their money from Cardiff, especially as they're starting to get a body out of the sea. What's the latest there with the Cardiff scenario?
Well, it's all of it. I mean, as things stand, my understanding is that they've recovered a body, but I haven't this morning. I think as of this morning, they haven't identified that body yet. And I think what a lot of people saying, Cardiff are saying, is look, they have no qualms about paying their obligation. The deal was done over 3 years, so they actually owe effectively £5 million. And what Cardiff are saying is they have no problem paying it, but they just want clarification on exactly what the facts are and what's happening. But they do owe it. You know, there's a lot of people involved. I mean, evidently Bordeaux get 50% of the fee. There's rumour that there could be about 3 agents involved entitled to money. The one big question is, no one seems to know at this stage, is you know, whether there's Cardiff have taken, you know, obviously have insurance, whether that insurance policy will actually end up paying out everything. But you know, as things stand, I think it's probably just a bit insensitive of Nantes to be demanding the money just at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Steve, on to the Premiership, the big games, obviously Man City and Chelsea. Man City keep rolling?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is, you know, by far the biggest game of the weekend. You know, you would have said, you know, City should win that, especially the way they played against Arsenal last week. And you know, Chelsea, you just don't know. I mean, I think if there was going to be a shock, that might be the one. If Chelsea are capable of pulling off getting a draw, but otherwise, you know, City play, I think, as they, you know, their smooth football as they did against the second half against Arsenal. I think they'll just rip them apart. You know, but it is going to be. I mean, that's Chelsea can't afford to lose. If Chelsea lose that and United win at Fulham, all of a sudden United are in the top 4 for the first time. So, you know, I think it's going to be a tight game. But I think Chelsea can't just sit back and defend. They're going to have to go for it.
Yeah. You know, Liverpool get back to winning ways, Steve?
I think they should. I mean, Bournemouth are a very strange team. I mean, you know, they beat Chelsea one week and then they lose at Cardiff, and you know they're not so good on the road at the moment. Bournemouth. I think Liverpool have to win that. Yeah. I think if Liverpool to drop points to the third match running, I think then people will start thinking that they've choked. I think that is one they have to win.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll win easy. Tottenham, Leicester, Steve. Leicester performed well against the big teams.
It'll be a good game.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, Leicester played. I thought they played well second half against United. I mean, maybe they're a bit unlucky not to get a point in the end. But again, I think if Spurs want to hang on to the coattails of the top two, they've got to find a way to dig out a win. But I think that's going to be a close game. So Spurs have been a bit scratchy. I think their last home game, I thought they struggled to break down Newcastle. I think Leicester will give them a better game. But then Leicester, will sit back and then try and catch Spurs on the break. And it might be very similar that Tottenham are going to have to work very hard and be very patient to break them down.
Fulham, Man United, Steve, you'll obviously be there. Can you see an upset there?
Well, on the way that United are playing, the way that we're playing, it breaks my heart to say, but I can't see anything other than a convincing United win. I mean, I'd love to see us play with the same fight and passion that we did in the second half against Brighton last week, and I was hoping they would carry that on against Crystal Palace last Saturday, but they didn't. It was a very disappointing result. I think, I'd expect United to win that, but I hope it's a good game. I mean, it's the early game live on
lunchtime,
TV on Saturday lunchtime.
Steve, the game you'll obviously be watching in the afternoon, Southampton, Cardiff. What are you looking for there?
I mean, Southampton are clawing their way out, unbeaten in 5 in the league.
Yeah.
Cardiff, obviously showed a lot of fight and character, with everything that's been going, convincingly sort of beating Bournemouth. I think that's going to be a tight game. I think Southampton might just edge that, but I think there's going to be no more than a goal in it.
Yeah, okay. Steve, on to the Championship. It's hotting up now. Friday night, we don't get it. Aston Villa, Sheffield United. Is this last chance saloon for Aston Villa?
Yeah, there's some good games in the Championship this weekend. Quite a few of the top teams that are playing each other.
Yeah.
The first one's sort of Villa, Sheffield United. Sheffield United, I think, have confounded expectations. They're still up there.
Yeah.
Villa, sort of flattering to deceive. They should be doing better than they are. I think that'll be a close game. I think at home, Villa might just edge that one.
Okay, now Middlesbrough is one of the teams that I fancied to go up.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I have to say, that was a result I didn't see coming, especially when West Brom were 2-1 up, but Borough came back with 2 late goals to win, and Leeds really were sort of slipped up at home to Norwich. I think, again, it would be a tight game. Leeds seem to do better on the road at times. Yeah. I think that could be a draw. I think it would be a tight game, low-scoring game.
Derby, Hull City?
Yeah, Hull, as we know, have had a very, very good run. Yeah. Surprised a lot of teams, and they're just on the fringes, close to the playoffs from a team that was not far from the bottom few. So Derby have been inconsistent. Yeah. I think Derby have got the players to win it, but I think Hull might surprise one or two. I think wouldn't be surprised with a draw there.
The main game Saturday evening is Stoke West Brom. Another last chance saloon game.
Well, Stoke, as we know, it's very hard to predict how they're going to do. Yeah. I mean, 1 week they beat Leeds, the next week they're very poor. West Brom, although rested players, obviously you would not be disappointed last night's defeat in the FA Cup. Yeah. I think they'll bounce back. I think that will be either a draw or possibly an away win there.
Okay,
Stevie, what's interesting is before we speak to you again next week, there will be Champions League matches being played, and I just want to touch on 3 of them if you don't mind. I want to talk about Man United PSG on Tuesday next week.
Just struggling to hear you now, Paul. You just cut out.
Sorry, I'm just saying Man United PSG next week.
Yeah, I mean, these 2 games this week for the British English clubs, Tottenham at home, Man United at home. I mean, I think they're going to have to find a way to grind out a result because I think both of them will find it very difficult away from home. PSG suffered their first defeat in the league at Lyon last week, so they're not unbeatable. I think United, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, we talked about that game when the draw was made, and we said United have got no hope. Yeah. I think they've definitely got a chance now, especially the way they're playing. I think it will be difficult, but they've got to find a way to take a lead. And the same as Tottenham. Dortmund are 7 points clear in the Bundesliga, playing very well still. I think Tottenham have got to find a way to grind out a result. I think that's going to be a tough game.
And Ajax, Real Madrid, last one. Sorry, did you hear that? Ajax against Real Madrid?
Yeah, well, Real are a funny side. I mean, they just seem to save their best for the Champions League. And it wouldn't surprise me if they do so again. It's obviously the competition. They just seem to know how to find a way to get through.
Yeah, I watched the Ajax played Feyenoord, and I watched the game. Defensively, they are terrible, Ajax, but going forward, they've got a lot of good young players. I don't know, I just got no doubt. You know, Real Madrid have come right. They drew with Barcelona last night. Pity it wasn't on.
You know, that was, and when I looked at some of the stats, you know, they had, you know, most of the game, most of the chances. So
looks like they've
rested one or two, but you know, still put out a very strong side. No, I think Madrid will go through on the two legs.
Yeah, so do I.
Stevie, my final comment is going to be that last one standing starts again on the 22nd and I've got to put you, Abood, Derek Ramsey, Charlie Pigrman. Try and get it right, boys.
Well, look, you know, I think I was pleased with the fact I think I got through 3 rounds this time. So let's see how it goes. I'm not expecting. I'm certainly not going to be putting my money on Fulham in the first couple of rounds. That's for sure.
Stevie, as always, great to talk to you. Thanks for your info, and we'll talk soon.
Pleasure.
All the best, Steve.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Well, there we go. Stevie B from the London studio. Right, Budge, Premiership's the name of the game.
Yeah, it's hotting up now.
I need your takes on these teams, Budge. Let's start. I think the Fulham one's going to come up on our screen
United,
first.
Yeah. Well, I hope Steve's right, but you know, United have got to have a go. We're now playing with like 4 or 5 attackers.
Pogba's playing well.
Pogba's playing
Passing
great.
the ball well.
But yeah, that's what he's
still shady at the back.
I know, we always will be.
Not
I think
the keeper,
United will win, but there'll be plenty of goals. There should be.
You should be, but yeah, Fulham will have a go.
Yeah,
Fulham, they're big
Mitrovic
striker. Mitrovic will worry a
set
few.
pieces will be dangerous because they've got big lads in there, Paul.
But United have got speed.
6 to 10, Paul. It's
too short. It's too short.
I think we'll win easy, but
that's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, the Crystal Palace, West Ham, obviously it's a London derby. You know, I was impressed with West Ham on Monday, but that was Liverpool where they could sit back. Yeah. It's a tight pitch at Sellers Park. You know, Crystal Palace are a funny team, though. Yeah. That's the only problem, Paul.
Yeah, they're 14th.
You know, that's why I thought a draw in that game would be a player. You know, I wouldn't be taking even money Crystal Palace.
Do you know West Ham went 1 down to Liverpool to an offside goal, but that happens. That's rubber the green. What happened after that was they had 3 good free kicks.
Yeah.
The first one got a goal.
Second free header should have scored.
Rice. I think his name's Rice.
Yeah.
There was no one within 3 metres of him. He put it over the bar. That would have been telling.
Yeah.
Even though Liverpool pushed hard for their winner, there could have been clear-cut chances.
He's done a good job, Manuel Pellegrini. Got there, struggled. He slowly weeded a few of them out. He's done a good job.
Yeah. Now, Huddersfield are certainly on the toboggan going down.
Paul, they've lost the last 6 at home, but there again, Arsenal haven't won in the last 6 away. You know, you've got to think Arsenal will beat Huddersfield, but likewise, like Fulham, they'll be dangerous on set pieces, Huddersfield.
This you could get a draw.
That's the one lurker for me that weekend is Huddersfield. You know, they're due to come right. They're due for a bit of luck. And Arsenal give goals away, Paul, so you never know. But Arsenal should be too good.
Liverpool, Bournemouth.
You know, I think they've lost the last 7 away from home, Bournemouth. If ever there was a team Liverpool wanted to play, you know, because Bournemouth have a go. They play, but they have a full go. They always score. It's just defensively they're open at the back. Yeah. But you've got to think this is a great chance for Liverpool to regain the lead, Paul. Yeah. Wouldn't be taking 1-5, but, you know, you've got to think they should be too good for Bournemouth.
Southampton, Cardiff?
I like Southampton, Paul. As Stevie said, they have a go. I thought Burnley would beat them, but they were unlucky. Burnley scored late on. I think 7-10. Paul, it is short for a desperation game, but I think they'll be too good for Cardiff.
All right, Watford, Everton. Tough one.
I like Watford, Paul. You know, I watched Everton last night. They seem all over the place. They did play well last night.
They did throw new faces
but defensively, they're shocking from set pieces. I saw the stat, they've conceded more. And, you know, Troy Deeney and the Langus teams from Watford. I like Watford, Paul. I think 12-10 is a good bet.
Okay. Brighton, Burnley.
You know, I like Burnley. Don't lose too many. They don't lose too many. They've only won 1 in the last 10, Paul. That's the only problem with Brighton. They won last night extra time in the Cup. He's having to go for the Cup, reportedly. I think a draw in Burnley's a play there. It's a field job, Paul. Yeah. But, you know, I think it was 8-10 Burnley win and draw. That's in our bets. You know.
Tottenham have to go all out for it.
I think goals galore there, Paul. I think, you know, but I like Spurs. I know they got lucky with the goalkeeper throwing one in. But, you know
how many chances they had?
You know,
free headers, oh, jeez.
You know, but 6-10, Paul, like United, short, but you've got to think they should be too. But Leicester are a dangerous team, Paul.
Yeah, Man City, Chelsea, 2
you know, I
champions.
think Man City. You know, I know Chelsea caught them at Stamford Bridge. They beat them 2-0. You know, big wide pitch at Man City. You know, I know they had a hard game against Everton, but it's a Sunday game, Paul. I think Man City will beat them.
Okay. Wolves have done very well against
Done great.
Newcastle.
You know, you've got to think they'd beat Newcastle, but you know, Newcastle, one of those funny teams. You'll park the bus and try and catch them on the break.
They beat Man
but Wolves
City.
have, I think they're 7th, Paul. They're the top team outside the top 6, Wolves.
Yeah.
Done a
very
great
good.
job, you know.
All right, let's look at the championship.
Yes.
Okay, what's the story? Villa
Well, you know,
United.
Aston Villa, you know, they're just flattered to deceive. I think they've won one of the last 6 at home, and that's not promotion form.
Yeah.
You know, Sheffield United, they'll take a draw. They score, they're in good, going well, Sheffield United. So it wouldn't surprise me if they get a result, Paul.
Yeah. Middlesbrough Leeds.
I like Middlesbrough. That shocked me last week. That killed one of our bets. We went for West Brom. Middlesbrough scored 2 goals late. I think 17-10, Middlesbrough's a good bet, Paul. Leeds have lost 4 of the last 6.
Okay.
The shine's slowly starting to come off. But, you know, tough game, but Middlesbrough for me.
Blackburn, Bristol.
Yeah, 2 form teams. You know, Blackburn at home have only lost to Norwich in their last 9. Bristol City are unbeaten 11 games. They won 7 and drawn 4. You know, I like Bristol City there, Paul. It's a tough call to win at Ewood Park, but Bristol City are in great form, so don't be surprised if they get a result.
Okay, Doc, and then
Yeah,
the
local
Wanderers.
derby, you know, Bolton, I think they've won one of the last 20 league games. Preston won their last 2. We beat QPR and Stoke away. I wouldn't be taking even money because it'll be a desperate game, but I think we should win there, Paul.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. Let's look at the next lot. Who's on top now? Is it Notts Forest, is it?
Yeah, it's Notts Forest. Paul, Martin O'Neill's taken over, but I thought you'd get the immediate response.
Yeah.
You know, it hasn't come through. Now, they're playing Brentford, who are unbeaten in 7.
Is that
So
right?
Brentford, you know, their manager went to Aston Villa, and slowly but surely, you know, they're fighting. They were in mid-table, but they're only about 7 points off the playoff spots. But I like Forest of the 2 teams. Yeah, Martin O'Neill's got to get it right, but a draw wouldn't surprise me in that game.
QPR, Birmingham.
Oof, tough game. You know, QPR haven't won in the last 5.
Wow.
You know, so Birmingham, I think they've only lost one of the last 9 away from home. Draw a big player there, Paul. Wouldn't surprise me if Birmingham. QPR
Is it
just
still
lost
the
plot.
Wally?
Wally with the Brolly, Steve McLaren. You know, I don't know if he's got injuries, but they've been struggling of late.
Where did I hear somewhere that again they might be looking at him for a... No, it's Mick McCarthy.
Mick McCarthy, he was at Ipswich last year. They always had a go at him.
He's gone to a national team? No.
No, not that I know
There's
of.
talk about
well,
it.
maybe
Okay.
he's going back to Republic of Ireland.
There's
'cause
talk
Martin
about it.
O'Neill's
Yeah.
gone,
Yeah. Okay.
And we
then-
missed Derby Hull City, Paul. That's the top one. You know, even
Good
money
game.
Derby at home, they're unbeaten in the last 5, but they have this notion of they just give us a bad result along the way. Hull City are tipped to be the lurkers to sneak into the playoff picture.
Yeah.
They've done well. They've won 7 of the last 9. So don't be
Do you
surprised. But
remember
win
when
and
they
draw
were-
Hull City.
Do you remember they were in the Premier League and
Well,
Phil...
Marco Silva was there.
No, there was Phil before, wasn't there? Phil, and he sat them down half
Phil
time.
Brown, yeah.
Phil Brown, half time they sat on the
Yeah.
field. Didn't go in the change room, he gave them a lecture.
And you know what happened the next game? He scored a penalty at Man City and they all ran to the corner flag. And that Jimmy Bullard, I think his
Yeah,
name,
remember
he
the
stood up
lunatic.
and started lecturing them. But it was a joke. But yeah, they've great pitch apparently. But I think they can got a chance upsetting Derby, Paul.
Okay.
Then it's
Well,
Rotherham, Wigan.
Wigan, yeah.
Jeez. 2 desperately out of form teams. Wigan away from home, 2 points from 13 away league matches. And Rotherham are desperate. They're 1 point above the relegation. If they don't get a result here, Paul, they're in serious troubles. Well, Rotherham in the draw for me in that game.
Sheffield Wednesday, Reading.
Well, I like Sheffield Wednesday, Paul. I make them my best value bet or best bet of the weekend. Reading haven't won the last 11 league games. They're desperate. Steve Bruce has taken over Sheffield Wednesday. Won the last 3 at home, I think it is. I like Sheffield Wednesday.
Swansea City, Millwall.
Well, I see the chairman resigned from the old Welsh chairman. He resigned because the Americans have taken over. So I don't know if there'll be a backlash there. Millwall away from home are terrible, Paul. They've been competitive of late. It should be Swansea, but, you know, Swansea have let me down too often, Paul. But even money Swansea.
Stoke City, West Brom, good game.
Should be, Paul. You know, you have a look at the Stoke City team. I looked at it the other day. They've got some experienced players. West Brom, you know, they've buried me too many times, Paul. You know, plenty of goals, I would think, but a draw player there.
Okay. And then Norwich.
Well, it's
Ipswich.
a local derby, Paul. Norwich surprised everybody. They won at Leeds last week. They're top of the league.
Yeah.
So you'd expect them to win. But local derbies are always tough, Paul. And while Ipswich are bottom of the league, they've been competitive lately.
Yeah. All right, let's go PSL. There was a game on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Sundowns thumped the
Yeah,
Leopards.
3-0, 1 easy. You know, a lot of these teams, you score early, Paul. It just eases attention, and they're going well.
Okay, this is interesting. Sundowns are now looming up to win the league. Bidvest are leading the league. They've got 37 points off 19. 17 games Sundown, only 3 points behind on 34.
2 games in hand,
Pirates a game in hand on 32. They're not in the driving seat. And then Cape Town City, 18 games, 30 points.
Yeah, it's Sundowns to lose.
Race?
Paul. Yeah, Sundowns to lose.
Okay, let's look at the fixtures this week.
Yeah.
Right, Budge, the first one we got for you is Maritzburg United, Polokwane.
Friday night game, Paul. Maritzburg has scored 6 goals in 18 league games. How do you survive? I wouldn't be taking 12 to 10 Polokwane. I think 16 to 10 the draws the player. But if they don't start scoring, they're gone, Paul. You don't score, you don't win, obviously. But
Highlands Park.
Yeah, that should be a good game, Paul. I watched the first game. Wits beat them 1-0. Wits got to win. There's just no option. They've got to have a go for it.
Okay. Kaiser Chiefs, this is the big game of the weekend.
Big game
Saturday,
for us,
3:30.
Yeah. Well, they've played twice this year.
The Chiefs haven't got a good record at the
terrible.
moment.
They haven't won in 11. The last 11, they haven't beat Pirates.
Wow.
And they've played twice this year.
So what do you think?
Draw, Paul. Draw or Pirates for me. I just can't have Chiefs.
Okay. And then Free State Stars.
Well, desperation, I think it's second bottom, third bottom. Clint's got them organised, but away from home, Chipper are terrible, Paul.
Yeah.
Free State Stars, we went for them in the Cup to beat Richards Bay, and they got beat at home. So I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Richards Bay.
But in Bethlehem, Paul, you got a
Richards Bay.
Richards Bay beat them. That was, I remember Amazulu bought their franchise.
Yes,
it was Thunder. So
Richards
they bought them.
Bay.
I couldn't believe it. I thought they were stealing
Richard
them.
Allen plays for them.
Richie Allen was up front.
Yeah.
Him and Brian van Asviek.
Yeah, that's right. They're from that area. Okay, let's look at the last 3 games here.
Amazulu, Cape Town City. Paul,
Good
Amazulu, only team that's beat them in Durban lately has been Chiefs. They beat them 3-2.
Yes.
5 wins, 5 draws and a defeat. Cape Town City are going well. Benny's got them right. They've won 4 of the last 5. Draw a player, but Amazulu at home, Paul, hard to beat.
Hard to beat. The Arrows?
Yeah, I like Arrows as well. Supersport have just fallen off the cliff. I don't know what's gone on there. 14 to 10 Arrows, Paul. That's for me.
Okay, and then Baraka Bloom.
Paul, Baraka away from home, they're great. They haven't won an 8 at home. They won the Telkom knockout at home. They can't win. They drew with Chipper their last home game. Yeah, likewise, Paul, the draw. That's why any other league, the draw wouldn't be less than 2 to 1.
Yeah.
Majority of our games are like 15, 16, 17 to 10. But, Baraka, just never know with them, Paul.
All right, but let's go to Soccer 6. Tell me your thoughts here.
Yeah, I've Banked United first up and then look for upsets because it's not the easiest. I've gone United to beat Fulham. I've gone Bidvest Wits, win and draw at Highlands. I've sided with Orlando Pirates against Kaiser Chiefs in the draw. Atletico Madrid, big game. They've lost 1 of the last 32 at home, Paul.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't see them losing to Real Madrid. Win and draw Atletico Madrid. I've gone Free State Stars, win and draw at home against Chipper. And I've sided with Amazulu, win and draw at Cape Town City, 192.
Okay, and then the other one.
The English one, I've gone the field with Crystal Palace and West Ham. I've thrown the draw and looking for the upset, Huddersfield and Arsenal. I think Liverpool will be too good for Bournemouth. I think Southampton will beat Cardiff. While I like Watford to beat Everton, I've thrown the draw in there, and I've gone the field, Brighton, Burnley, 216.
Okay, the 10.
On to I've banked Man United to beat Fulham, taken the chance with Middlesbrough to beat Leeds. I've gone the field with Crystal Palace and West Ham. I've gone Hull City, win and draw at Derby. I've thrown the draw in Arsenal. If you want to put Middlesbrough in the draw against Leeds, but we've gone Arsenal, win and draw at Huddersfield, looking for the upset. The second page, I've banked Liverpool to beat Bournemouth, Southampton to beat Cardiff. I've gone Watford to beat Everton. I've gone the field in the last 2 games, Brighton and Burnley and Stoke, West Brom, 216.
Okay, and then the big one.
The big one, Soccer 13, our usual 5 bankers and 8 win and draws. I've banked Liverpool to beat Bournemouth. I had to find another banker, so I've gone Arsenal to beat Huddersfield. I've gone Crystal Palace, win and draw at home against West Ham. I've banked Southampton to beat Cardiff, Watford to beat Everton. I've gone Bristol City, win and draw at Blackburn. I've gone Preston North End, win and draw at Bolton. I've gone Hull City, win and draw at Derby. Notts Forest, win and draw at home against Brentford. I've gone with Birmingham City to get a good result at Queen's Park Rangers. I've gone Rotherham United, win and draw at home against Wigan. I've banked Sheffield Wednesday to beat Reading, and I've gone Swansea, win and draw at home against Millwall.
Good man, Budge. 435.
Yep.
Right, here are Budgie's best bets.
Yeah, Paul,
explain
I've
your
gone
thoughts.
Southampton to beat Cardiff, and I've gone Watford to beat Everton. I've gone Man United to beat Fulham and over 2.5 total goals. And I think there'll be plenty of goals in the Spurs-Leicester game, Paul. Over 2.5 goals in that match, 2,700 to 200. Now, I couldn't believe the odds on the championship. I've backed Middlesbrough to beat Leeds. I've gone Sheffield Wednesday to beat Reading. And I've gone over 2.5 goals in the Stoke-West Brom and Norwich-Ipswich game, 4,100 to 200. So the one when I saw the price, you're right, definitely.
Right, your next...
Second one, I've gone a win and draw fiver. I've gone Burnley to get a positive result at Brighton. I've sided with Birmingham City to get a good result at QPR. I don't see Hull City losing at Derby. I fancy Pirates not to maintain the unbeaten run against Chiefs, and I've gone Real Sociedad to get a win, to either beat or draw at Valencia on Saturday, 2,300 to 200. Both teams to score. I've gone Huddersfield Arsenal. I've gone Liverpool Bournemouth. To keep you happy, I've gone Tottenham Leicester. I've gone Derby Hull and Norwich Ipswich, 20 to 1.
Okay, let's go to the omelette and
on the Spanish game, I've gone Alaves to beat Levante. I've gone Getafe to beat Celta Vigo. I've gone Girona to beat Huesca. And I've gone Sevilla to beat Eibar and over 2.5 goals, Paul. 3,200 to 200. And the Collis King, I've gone Man City to beat Chelsea. I've gone Man United to beat Fulham. I've gone Sheffield Wednesday to beat Reading. I've gone Juventus to beat Sassuolo. I've gone Alaves to beat Levante and Sevilla to beat Eibar. And strangely, the biggest price in that, Paul, was 11 to 10.
That's right, sure.
You know, just multiplied. There were two even money in like 5, 6, 7 to 10, and it just rattled up to 27 to 1. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, Budge, people are very interested in your best bet and your value bet. And your best bet comes in the championship.
Yeah, I like Sheffield Wednesday, Paul. Steve Bruce is, you know, he's just got there, but he's been in control for like 5 weeks. They've come right. Reading are terrible away from home, Paul.
Even money.
Even money. It's a little bit, I think it's 1.05. They're more than likely go 11 to 10, but
your
that's
value
my
bet
play.
is in the championship as well.
I like Middlesbrough, Paul, 17 to 10. Yeah, this is the time of year where the big managers come through. Tony Pulis knows how to get it done.
Didn't he just go to the Cup?
Yeah, he went out of the Cup, but he played half his team against Newport.
Yeah, Newport.
You know, it was on. I didn't watch much of it because I saw his team selection. But this is a big one, Paul.
Yeah.
It leads 17 to 10. I can't believe the price. I know they're the second lowest home scorers in the championship, but they've got the best defensive record. But Leeds lost 4 the last 6, 17 to 10, Paul. I think it's great value.
Right, here, have a look at this. Here's that slide for those of you wanting to get out to Dubai. Every year, Let's Go Travel does it. And have a look, get hold of Let's Go Travel, 25th of March to the 1st of April. Great fun, great racing. And those of you want to get out of there, get hold of Phil Giorgio or Let's Go Travel.
Yeah, it's a great trip. Remember, I was there 2 years ago. And
fantastic.
That Thursday breakfast with the stars. We went to Satish Seymour's yard, Mike the Cock for the bra on the roof. No, Phil does a great job. And even Sunday when you go out in the lagoon there, it's just, no, it's well worth it. It's a great experience.
All right, don't forget, 2 guys fighting it out, Hilton and Mark. They're trying to win the last one standing. Budge will keep us posted on who they've gone for. May the best man win. Until the next time, stay on side.